Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the SCP podcast. My name is Patti Weiter, and I am Marketing Chair at SCP. And I am joined again by Dr. Lacey Farrow. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you. It's great to be on again.
Yeah. So Lacey is our domain chair for the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Accessibility domain under SCP. So member of the board. And I know you all have a lot of things going on. So tell us, what's new in your domain?
Yes. Well, we're unleashing a lot of programs and opportunities for not only students and early career professionals, but also those who may be seasoned or really at any level. We really want to make sure that we have a well-rounded group to get involved. So I'll briefly talk about some opportunities because this is a call all about opportunities and just being in the know. Because as you
Yeah.
mentioned, a lot has happened. So I would like to start off with the conference because this is something that's very important to all of us: is having a great experience, being able to learn and grow and connect with others in a meaningful way. And
Mhm.
I want the DE&I domain to be a part of that initiative. So
Mhm.
we do have a call out for those who would like to be reviewers for the journal. Excuse me, not the journal, but the conference. So if you are interested in reviewing for the conference itself, if you have any ideas for maybe talks, or
Mhm.
even if you would like to reach out, to others about, putting on a great presentation that they've done in the past, or maybe a
Sure.
topic that we don't always hear, maybe,
Mhm.
something fresh, something innovative. And then, of course, there's always an opportunity that if you'd like to speak, or if you'd like to put on something special, a talk, or maybe even a social event surrounding DEIA, then by all means reach out to us. And this is to professionals at any level.
Okay. So this is, at any time throughout the year, and then also for conference, you're just looking for anybody interested in sharing or connecting with someone else they think they'd be a great presenter, but being able to look for those folks that can share with our community.
Yes, I'm glad you actually said that because we are looking for the conference, but also year long. We
Hmm.
want people to, review for the conference, but we want others who say, you know what, Lacey, I really want to talk to a group in DE&I about, whatever my respective field is, my niche,
Hmm.
whatever work.
Hmm.
Whether maybe you have some assessments you've done that you'd like to, talk to us about, or share information with SCP about. Or maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you want to lead a discussion. It doesn't always have to be me, doing
Yeah.
every piece. So I want to make sure that different voices are heard because I think it sends a strong message that it's not just this one way to do it or one
Hmm.
person's style or one person's perspective is always right. And this is why I try to bring different people in so that we can learn from each other and just continue to grow. So yes, if you'd like to speak, to our group or to SCP at large for a town hall, we can also coordinate that and get different speakers together.
Yeah, that's great. I know. I'm glad that you said that. Sort of calling people in to say, bring your expertise. Let's share and find community at SCP. I know that's what most of our members say that they value, but sometimes I do think people feel like maybe they've got that idea of like, do I have something others will want to know about, or what is what I'm bringing of value? And I love that you're saying yes, reach out to us, and at any level of career that we want to be able to build on the wealth of knowledge that we have among all of our members.
Yes, I really love that you just said that because this is something I'm really passionate about is I don't think you can underestimate someone based on their demographics or based on what you think they may or may not know or experience.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do, whether it's in my research or just coaching leaders, is I ask about their experience, including family business experience. What if someone at 7 years old has been watching their family and helping them? And let's say they're
Mm-hmm.
now 19. I can't assume that that person doesn't have knowledge. I don't know what they've been exposed to, even outside of the classroom or what their credentials may lend to. So I like to give everyone just the opportunity to share their voice and to know that it's important. That is very big for me as a
Mm-hmm.
leader. I am a servant leader, so that's probably one
Mm-hmm.
to that. But also, I want people to contribute something unique that is meaningful to them. And it doesn't always have to be, well, that doesn't fit Lacey's specialty, so it's not something we
Sure.
talk about here, right? I want everyone to have a seat at the table. But I will say this piece is in my work with Gen Z leaders, I had some opportunity to work with them in the business space, finance space, and I have been blown away by just different levels of leaders. And I've come to the space where you just can't assume what people are able
Mhm.
to do. And
Mhm.
just this business sense, they have a whole new business sense that I'm blown
Yeah.
away by. So I just want to get everyone's voice at the table and respect it and honor it and just let them know that this is a place to start now. Even if you don't deem yourself an expert, don't discount yourself.
Mhm.
Even if DEI is not your specialty, that doesn't mean you don't have a thought or a question or feedback that can be useful and needed.
Yeah, I think I've even seen, in the listserv or in others' conversations that I've been a part of, folks are talking about the practical side of DEI. How do I take maybe what I'm learning and apply it, and when I'm consulting, how am I integrating this in? So I think that there's just so much that we could dig into that could be really useful for our members. So I'm excited to see, who do we get that's willing to come and share and start a conversation, being able to open that door. Maybe they don't say, I know everything about this, but I'm going to tell you what I do know. I'll share my expertise.
Yes. No, everything I want to say are the great points you keep emphasizing. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I just love this. But that's exactly where we are. Is we've created opportunities for us to address areas where people do need additional support. Maybe they need consultation. For that reason, this past year, I've rolled out a lot of programs last year and have conceptualized and built out some that will be rolling out soon. But
Mhm.
one of them it's an idea for a consultation bench. So I actually have a few people that are going to be assisting me with that and leading and managing those projects.
Mhm.
Annie and Avril will actually be rolling out that information soon to the listserv. But we really want to bring a consultation bench of different, I don't want to say experts, but different
Mhm.
contributors in DE&I who'd like to mentor so we can have an opportunity, and we'll talk about frequency where people can come on and say, you know what, I'm trying to do DE&I research and I'm probably doing okay, but I have questions, I have concerns, and how do I do this, or what are the best perspectives or practices? Same
Mhm.
thing for, hey, I'm writing a book about this, but I really want feedback before I just publish and say that this is
Yeah.
fact. Same thing for trainings or maybe just other interventions that we might do as consultants. So a wide variety of opportunities to be able to get feedback, ask questions, and just
Mhm.
be in a community of scholars and practitioners.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what it's all about, is finding that community so that you don't feel like you're doing this work all on your own and having to
Mhm.
figure it all out, um, or judge whether it's ready or not, things like that. So I love that we can find the ways to support each other.
Mhm.
I think it speaks to having this sort of abundance mentality that all of us can be out here supporting each other. There's enough work to go around. We don't have to, be in a competitive sort of relationship. And I know that that's something that when people talk about what they value about SCP, that we do have that community orientation. We want to help each other to succeed and move further in our careers. So I love that. I love, the impact that can have on the communities we serve and, society at large when we're able to put what we know to use. So, I apologize. I might have some background noise here.
You're fine.
So, tell me, we talked about folks who might be interested in presenting. What other sorts of things can people be doing to get involved with the DEIA domain at SCP?
Okay, great question. And I'm actually going to mention one thing about the consultation bench about how they can get involved there
Yeah.
before I mention others. So we actually are looking for volunteer mentors. So those who would like to just volunteer, just at least an hour, and we're conceptualizing whether that's every month or what that looks like, but
Mhm.
rotating. So different people who want to say, you know what, I have great perspective on building DE&I assessments, or book publication writing, or putting together presentations, or
Mhm.
other consultation interventions. So we would look for those who are willing willing and interested. So please reach out. Again, we'll have more information on the listserv so that you can deem if this is useful
Mhm.
for you, but it's going to be low commitment. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be mentoring year long or for several
Mhm.
months or anything of that nature.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think that, different levels of what people are able to get involved with. And that seems like one that maybe they can kind of start getting involved and see, what they're able to, you know, kind of fold into their bandwidth of everything else they're doing.
Yes, yes. And I want to also mention a few other opportunities. I
Yeah.
am looking for others in the DEI leadership space. I'm doing a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of leading and managing these projects, and just my hands are a little bit everywhere.
Mhm.
I meet with a lot of people, which is great, and I enjoy it. But I also need some additional support because I can't be everywhere.
Mhm.
So I would love if we could have someone who would like to lead some additional social events. I think we can make more progress on that if I have additional support because I may not always be able to put everything together and do
Yeah.
everything. So if someone would like to come together, I'd like to have at least one or two town halls a year.
Mhm.
So something like that. But we've had other things. We've had whether it's book reading or someone doing a mini workshop or a mini group. And
Mhm.
I don't necessarily want to be the person I'll lead some things.
Sure.
And I'd like to have rotations, but I know I cannot commit to leading everything based on just time and what I have to do. But
Yeah.
I also think that it's a sense of humility of saying, I don't want to say, hey, let me do all these things,
Mhm.
but I want people to shine in their leadership and give a rotation. Let's say let's say you have your PhD and you're an early career psychologist, or even if you have a master's and you're trying to find your way through. I don't want you to say, well, when I get a bunch of experience, I'm going to come and help. I'd
Yeah.
like your experience now, and I love creating opportunities for other people, no matter where they are. That's something that I'm good at, and helping people to find their strengths and their voice. So this is a place where you can find your voice, find your strengths, even if you don't have it all together, because I'm not looking for people who are perfect. I'm not looking
Mhm.
for people to have every answer. I'm
Mhm.
looking for willing people who want to be a team, contribute, and people who are passionate about showing up and getting things done. And if you need support to get it done, I mean, that's not an issue. So
Mhm.
we welcome all.
Wonderful. So it sounds like if anybody listening to this themselves feels like, I'd like to get involved. I'm not quite sure, but maybe, I could do something like this. Or even if they know of someone else that they feel like, they could contribute a lot here, that just getting in contact with you would be a way to say, where can I fit in? Where would it make sense for me to contribute?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. All right. So what else is new? Anything else going on, whether, either with the domain or otherwise that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, the domain has so many things going on. We have,
Mhm.
my hands are in so many buckets. I feel like an octopus most of the time, but
Yeah.
it's all productive. It's all really productive, which I'm very excited about.
Mhm.
One thing I would love to do this year, and we're still forming how we want the venue to look, but I
Mhm.
would really love to roll out an avenue for our cohort, our DEI excellence cohort, and others who are doing special interest projects to be able to demonstrate their work in a practical forum where they
Mhm.
can show the progress, where they can talk about how their initiatives are succeeding in communities, and be
Mhm.
able to show how us as consulting psychologists and consultants can move forward and connect with communities in a powerful way. So I would love to showcase some of that information, and we'll discuss whether that'll be a forum. I would love for it to be a forum online
Mhm.
where people can join, but I do want to talk to the speakers a little bit more about what that looks like in the coming months. But
Okay.
be looking out for that maybe late summer or maybe early fall, that we would love to open up what are we doing, and open
Yeah.
up questions.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm excited. It sounds like you have so many things that are coming that are going to contribute to all of our members, and also allow more people to get involved with SCP and share what they know or what they're working on. So that's exciting.
Yes.
All right. Well, Lacey, have I missed anything else that you feel like is important for our members to know with regard to the domain and what's coming?
I think we've covered just about everything. I think we have a good balance of the message and what we're about and the spirit of of our team. And, I would just say this last thing is,
Mhm.
if anyone wants support, and, let's say you want to reach out to me and it has nothing to do with diversity, I'm still here. I'm still a member of this community. And I love getting people together in a way that, again, is meaningful, moves
Mhm.
them forward in their career, but also gives them that sense of belonging. Because for me, I do think that we need that.
Mhm.
And I do want to make sure that we honor each other. So these are some values I want to extend out. And if
Yeah.
anyone wants to connect for whatever reason, then please feel free to see me as a support.
Absolutely. I think that, yeah, being able to just get connected, ask a question if you have a question. Maybe you don't know exactly whether you want to be involved or not, or maybe you just want to get connected so that you know another person that is an SCP member. But definitely just reaching out. I think that's the hard part. Sometimes we maybe overthink, but just sending that email or that message and being able to connect, that opens the door, and we don't know what opportunities and developments could come from that.
Yes.
So what about for you personally? Anything that's brought you joy lately or that's been uplifting?
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. I am rebranding my business. So that piece is always giving me some kind of excitement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really building the business more on having more fun, having a lot more creativity and expression. And I feel like that's where my energy is. Like, I love consulting, but I
Mm-hmm.
really want to fire this off in a way that there's just so much creativity, and the way I create is embedded in all the content I produce. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with some really smart people, smart team, and they're really helping me just rebrand. And there's a lot of products I'm working on finishing and launching. So I'm in a very hectic but productive season. But
Yeah, yeah. That time of growth
yes,
sometimes feels like, oh my gosh, I have, like you said, you're an octopus with so many different things going on, but that there will come that time that all of this is starting to come to fruition. And that is, a hopeful place to be, where you've got this energy moving forward. And typically what I find when people are rebranding is it feels like, oh, this is more authentic. Like I'm getting more deeply into the heart of what I want to be doing. So that's always, I feel like a positive move when you maybe, the brand fit for a while and it's like, okay, now I want to redo this and make it fit even more for now. So
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yes, yes. I feel like my personality is coming out more. And, I love to play it safe, but I also like to play it creative. And I feel like,
Mhm.
being very creative is something that really I love. And I feel like when I'm extremely creative, people are really drawn to my work. So I
Mhm.
want to make a more intentional brand around just extremely being creative, and letting others benefit from the growth that I've seen from creativity, while
Yeah.
also finding their own creative voice and muscle.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, I find I've had conversations with people before that it's like the more you can really clearly define the type of work you love doing and make your brand fit that, then you get to shine and you get more of that work you love. Then people recognize, okay, this is exactly what she does and that's what I need. And so then it's that great fit. So I love that you're going through that process of rebranding so that then the work that you're doing day to day is even more aligned and even more energized, because it's a great fit between what people are looking for and what you're offering and able to provide. So I love it. That's great. Well, I'm very happy that you joined me. I feel like, we're going to have lots of updates coming over time, given all the things that you all have coming out of your domain. So is there, people are going to be reaching out to you. Anything else that you feel like we should share with members or that maybe I've overlooked?
Well, I think maybe just my email. I don't want to drown people in too much, because I know I have a lot rolling out and
Hmm.
everything. We'll be sending announcements out, but I definitely appreciate this opportunity, Patty, and just your thoughtfulness and grace for having me on, as
Absolutely.
always. But I will share my contacts, so they can email me. I do have a firm change, the name change, so it
Yeah.
is L Farrow. You can see Farrow on the screen, but it's L Farrow at MTSI Consulting, and that information will be provided to you. And you can also reach me at Dr. Lacey at MTSI. So that's an additional way, if interested, if
Okay.
you'd like to connect.
Okay, wonderful. I'll make sure to have those below our video link. And I'm excited. I think you're going to get a lot of people reaching out, which is going to mean that we're going to have a lot of developments to share over time. So thank you for being with me here today. And thank you, everybody else, for listening in. And we'll see you on our next episode. Bye.